Items kids regret finding. According to Reddit. Number 18. Unfortunately, yes, my dad's father was a fighter pilot during World War II. Immediately after the war, he was still flying for the Air Force when he crashed his plane into a mountain and died on his way home from a training mission. My dad had a bunch of artifacts from the wreckage, small things that they could bring off the mountain. It took 2 weeks of searching to find the wreckage and 5 days of hiking up the mountain to get there. Which he got after his mom passed away. Ugh. I was 14 years old. A couple of years later, I wanted to show the artifacts to a friend. I went into my dad's closet to find them, but what I found instead was a 12-inch long, thick, black dildo. I immediately closed the bag it was in and never went looking for artifacts again. However, a few years later, I was about 20 years old, dating this guy. My parents were out of town for the weekend, so he was staying over at my house. He thought of himself as a musician, asked if he could record him singing and playing guitar. Okay. So I got out the video recorder, and not wanting to record over anything important, I played the tape that was in it to be sure. It was a homemade sex tape that my parents had made. I about died. Thankfully, I didn't actually see them doing it, because it was right at the beginning, still fully clothed, making out on the bed. I noped out of there real quick. Never did record the dude singing, which is fine, cause he sucked. Damn kids, looking for shit that they ain't got no business looking for. A big black dildo. Floppy, girthy, the best size for smacking in the face. Hello for everybody. I am going to switch it over to the live chat. Gian, Silverwolf, Sophie, Hilda, Bell, Linda. It's nice to see you all. This dude out here asking pretty ridiculous questions. As a tip from Cyael, do not try to start OnlyFans accounts with anybody whose reputation does not precede them. You know, you got to be thinking about what's in it for you. Okay. Going up this list, we arrive at number 17. After my dad passed away, I found some letters that were addressed to him from his family that dated back 40 years. They requested that he marry his distant cousin so they can keep the family blood pure. Nice. He was 32 years old and she was 11. Wow. The sickening part of this, and this is something that a real YouTuber will tell you, not some asshole with a channel, is that most people would go for this back in those days, and probably even some dudes these days. Is the sickening part. It's sickening. Ooh. Oh, they were Middle Easterners as well. They have this weird thing about marrying underage girls who are also distant or close cousins. The person goes on to say, I found other letters from his relatives saying that they are cutting ties with him because he refused to marry. How dare you? And that he is no longer welcome to or in the entire country. Okay. My dad ran away shortly after his first letter that I mentioned and met my mom, who's Bulgarian, who's also 2 years younger than him. They got married. Honestly, I'm very proud of him. How do you break that conditioning, you know? Some of these people can't be judged because they genuinely know no better. They're born in slop. They're raised in slop. And they are conditioned to believe that it is normal. And that's unfortunate, but it is the true. Oh boy. Continuing up. Number 16. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as cell phones. We didn't have magazines, so going to the bathroom was pretty boring. One way that I used to entertain myself was by playing with a round piece of rubber that sat in the medicine cabinet. Oh, God. I'm sorry, getting ahead of the story. I would poke at it, stretch it, spin it with my finger. It wasn't until several years later, during sex education, that it suddenly dawned on me that I had been playing with my mother's diaphragm the entire time. How you feeling now? Need a therapist yet? What thing did you do, stream chat, that leaves you feeling like you need therapy? Leave it in the comments section below. And I'm sending you all of my energy so that you can grow and become curvy and great, because that flat-chested style y'all been rocking, that's so 2019. You have survived a pandemic. You owe it to yourself. Treat yourself, you know? Number 15. I found typed letters from my father to my mom in my mom's room. Okay. They had been divorced for a couple of years at the time, and the letters had some pretty horrible things about her and about how we were being raised. I'm assuming she was keeping them in case she needed them in court. That's pretty intense, but that girl kept them receipts, and that's important. Here's hoping that they were genuine, because most people these days are not above falsifying themselves some evidence. It ain't nothing but a little bit of fraud. Cyael does not condone the act of falsifying evidence, but man, some people know they don't stand a fucking chance unless they do. You know, they're crazy ass. I saw this white bitch today getting chased by the police, and she backed up her fucking pickup into the cop and destroyed his fucking SUV. When the dude gets out the car, you can just see the fucking carnage. She could easily have killed this man with the size of that vehicle. And when she got out, because they got her, in one of the frames I can see her smiling, and then on top of that she said something to the effect of, "I bet you didn't expect me," or some bullshit like that. And it's like, bitch, like, if it was a black dude, you know what I'm talking about? They would have just gunned this dude down. And let me pull this video up for you. Doing a lot of talking, but I know you want to see that action. On top of that, the bitch had a gun, and they knew that. Let me show you something real quick. All right. Bam. Vehicles 10-7. And that bitch is gone. That's it. Let me see if I can find a good frame of when because homeboy's done. His car is a wreck. He gets out. Let me get a good shot at the exterior of the vehicle. You figure he would get that on the camera, but I guess. There you go. There you go. Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute on her there. Holy shit. And when they get this dumb hoe, she running her mouth in the back of the fucking cop car. We get a good shot of her. That's what she looking like. Pulling her stupid ass the fuck up out of the car. And then she says something like, "I've been going through some stuff." Ain't that just it? Isn't that just the height? Like, a lot of y'all hear me talk about basic bitches all the time, and you get really offended or triggered. And it's because you're living a sheltered life and you don't know what it's like to be in the midst of people that are not your equals as far as peers are concerned. Some people are just insane. Some people consider themselves the sun in the universe, and that everything orbits them, and they're in their own personal movie, and everybody's just an extra and nobody else matters. And the only reason they're jumping through the hoops that they jump through on a daily basis is because they know no other way. But one day they're just gonna go nuts, and they're gonna be all like, "Oh, well, you know, I was fed up, so."
I mean, look, I really didn't intend on all this destruction. I'm just going through a lot.
I'm just going through a lot. She said that. I want to turn that up so I can hear that. I'm just going through a lot. I hope the drugs are going through her. I hope a lot of the drugs are going through her, because if this is like the way that she is on a normal basis, man. You know what always trips me out? Incels are so weird to me, because y'all trying so hard to get a female when a real man will tell you, hey man, you better really be in love with the bitch you chasing. If you get a woman and you want to spend the rest of your life with her, let it be that you actually want to spend the rest of your life with her, because some of these guys right now, all they want is some pussy, but they're tolerating this like basic female for the rest of their life. And the same thing goes the opposite direction. Some women are getting something out of it. You know what I mean? They're milking this dude dry. But other than that, it's like, why not just live the life where you're beating off and then having a productive day free of stress, doing what you want to do, spending money on what you want to spend money on. You don't really want to be in a relationship. You're doing it because like other people are doing it. And a lot of people just aren't like mentally equipped to preserve a relationship either. Fuck, you know, loyalty and all of this other bullshit. Fuck being able to be selfless and consider the other person's thoughts and well-being. Some people just are not mentally equipped to make this shit happen. I really love her at the end of this.
I really didn't intend on all this destruction. I'm just going through a lot. But they didn't expect me, huh?
I bet they didn't expect me, huh? Yo, you're endangering the life of people on this like crazy ass chase. You backed up into a fucking cop car, dude. You had a gun. And it's not like, it's, you know, when you're being chased by the police and they know you have a gun, the odds are you've probably like brandished it, you've picked it up and like waved it. They know you got a gun. Oh my God, this is, I guess it is what it is. It's the world we live in now, huh? Man, it's just getting weirder and weirder as far as I'm concerned. Was this even the window that I was using? It'd have to be, right? Yeah. Continuing up it, man. I wish people had the clarity of being able to understand whether or not, you know, the whole living with somebody and being with them for the rest of their life thing was what, because there's so many people who get into a relationship and it's only a temporary thing. Like in both of their minds, they only want to be with each other temporary, but then they have a kid or some bullshit like that. And and some people think, oh man, let's have this kid, it'll solve our problems. For real? Y'all got problems? You think the kid gonna solve the problems? Or do you? A child is a test to any fucking commitment that you have made in the way of being with somebody forever. Holy shit. Seraphin says, Cyael, have you noticed the hashtags? Wait, were there hashtags on that video that I just watched? What did they say?
Does he mean the hashtags under your video?
What are my hashtags? The hashtags under my video appear to be Reddit, stories, and incel. Is that what I mean? But he says the hashtags, not your hashtags. He may have meant that video. So what's going on? Is Mighty Quinn the one talking? I feel like you guys are responding to something. Hilda says, Linda, this is... No, that's too late?
Yeah. Do you want me to just give you like a brief on what she's talking about?
Oh, here we go. Hilda says, I want to foster a deaf and blind dog. She's ready to be dropped off by me, but my boyfriend is being a jerk. Have you discussed it with him? Because isn't it something that both of you should be making a decision towards together? I don't mean to just, stick up for the man de facto. I'm not trying to take anybody's side here. But it's weird that your boyfriend is being a jerk, considering, if you two, especially if you're living together, you know what I mean?
She did discuss it with him, but she's still going through with it, even though he doesn't want to.
Why?
Because it's something that she likes doing.
But is she paying the bills?
I don't know. I don't know their living situation.
That sounds weird. That's all I'm going to say. And listen, a relationship cannot progress without mutuality and communication, Hilda. So take it from somebody that's going to put it to you very, very specifically. I don't demand that the woman in my life do exactly what I fucking tell her to do. Dia is her own woman. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. But when it comes to something that is as big as a commitment of an animal inside of our fucking house, you better believe that we both need to arrive on a position where, you know, we agree with what's about to fucking transpire. And I don't want to bring it to a situation of like, oh, am I paying the majority of the bills? Whose house is it? Or some shit like that. You know what I mean? But we need to talk about it. And if it's not something that I agree with, then surely you have taken, you know, is it going to be a situation where it sounds like this dog isn't going to be in a home that would perhaps be best for it? You know what I mean? Not all pets need two parents, so to speak.
I mean, she's fostering it. They're not keeping it.
They're not keeping it. I get it, but
yo. It's still something, and that's something that Linda and I both said, and it's something that needs to be discussed, and you're both kind of agreeing to it versus one person.
Hey, Hilda, I'm going to be real with you. This seems like a type of situation where you are digging your own grave with this dude. And it's probably it could spell the beginning of the end. I mean, you know, I don't mean to imply that it's going to be doom and gloom and that something bad's going to happen. He's going to break up with you or some bullshit like that. But it's very important when in a relationship to compromise. And it's not just a one-way thing where the woman goes, well, why doesn't he compromise for me and just allow me to have the dog? It's both ways. You need to respect the fact that he's not down with this dog situation. And hey, man, in a situation where you may not be available to take care of him and he's the only one that can and he doesn't want to, what's going to happen to the dog then?
So apparently she said that the story behind this particular dog is that it's old, it's blind, it's deaf. So
that sounds like a real obligation.
She knows that if she wasn't to foster it right now and taking it off the shelter's hands, it would be put down. So obviously, you know, she had.
So you just feel like you're saving this dog's life when in reality, Hilda, there are hundreds of thousands of dogs that are dying right now and you can't save them and you won't be able to say it. It's weird. I understand some people feeling like they got to do what they can do when they have the opportunity to do it. But my God, I'm real sick of this one. I know so many people who have specifically been in this really weird situation. And I'll tell you, can I give y'all a story? Let me tell you a story. And Hilda, you may just tune out, which is unfortunate because I feel like I could equip you with something that may make you a little bit more capable and aware of the world in which you live. You know, this is a nice thing that you want to do and nobody's taking that away from you. And I'm never going to imply that you should do anything otherwise. This is what you feel you want to do. So, hey, you're your own person. Do what you need to do. I am going to tell you a story about a bitch that I know that was over in Europe and she came across a limping dog and really wanted to help this dog out. And she really felt so fucking like you could tell how bad she felt because she was telling me all about this stupid animal and how it was tugging at her heartstrings and how she wanted to just stop everything she was doing for this dog and take it in and stay there for a while and give the dog a better home. And what am I going to do? Because I want to bring the dog back or some bullshit like this. And I said, listen, because she was telling me things that were making it apparent to me, Dia, that there was somebody that would be receiving something monetary if she were to try and take this dog for herself. And I'm thinking, you know, who is this? You know, where were you? Damn, Primordial.
Balls.
My man, hitting it with the balls donation again. I love you. Appreciate you. Topping off your own help as stream boss. Primortem remains. But before this thought gets away from me, long story short, because of how suspicious and conspicuous the whole situation surrounding this injured animal was, okay, I got the feeling, okay, that this dog had kind of been placed for her to find by the dude that would have been responsible for, I guess, turning the dog over. And not to be a cynical, spooky conspiracy theory type bastard. Look, man, a lot of people are not above fucking up a dog's legs to make some money off of some unsuspecting sucker walking down the street, knowing that they won't be able, because they come from privilege, just can't let this happen to this animal. You know what I mean? And that's not what this situation is. I'm just telling you what I told that girl in that situation. You can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. And this situation isn't even something I want to highlight that with. I want to highlight your boyfriend's feelings. Y'all two live together. Okay? Or do they?
Yes, they've been together for 20 years. They do live together. And her defense to this is that if it wasn't for her doing this before in the past, they wouldn't have the dogs that they have now. Which is, again...
But did they both agree on the dogs that they had in the past?
No.
So she's just been steamrolling over this motherfucker's opinions for the duration of this relationship?
Yeah.
Well, bitch, Hilda, it sounds like you got this nigga in the palm of your hands, and it doesn't matter what you do, he's just going to tolerate your bullshit. You feel me? As real as it is to say. So, I pity him. Straight up, I'm sure he's a great guy and he's been there for you and he's done things that most men, in your opinion, would never do. And he's much more of a man than anybody that you could ever fucking, come across, right? But the bottom line is, you know what you can get away with, or hope that you can get away with. And I guess if you've done it before, there's no reason to just keep doing it. But let me fucking tell you something, all right? You want to know why a lot of criminals get caught? You want to know why a lot of niggas lose their life? It's because they do something that they've been doing and getting away with for a long time. One too many times, my nigga. One too many. Don't let this become your fucking, addiction. Just going against what your partner wants. Okay? Because it's sick. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
It doesn't matter whether he loves these dogs or not, Hilda. The fact that you came in here asking for advice on, I don't know, I guess, bend the will of your partner because this is what you want versus what he wants, it's manipulative. It's manipulative. The fact that you can now go, oh, well, when you let me do this in the past, you ended up loving the dogs. And now we have these dogs and they're wonderful. So what's another one to you?
I don't know where to go. I don't know what to say to you, Hilda. Because you know what the worst part is? Let me tell you what's going through my head right now. I hate forming analogies for certain things because in a way it comes off belittling to the intellect of the person that I'm dealing with. And sometimes analogies are a great way of concisely executing a point. Sometimes it's just a way for people to bring up rape and Hitler. And I'm not trying to bring it to that. But Hilda, if I were to, I would put it like this. Imagine if I was like, man, I want to fuck this bitch. And the girl said, no. If in the middle of that, I decided I'm going to do it anyway. And, in the midst of me overcoming her, she gets wet. I then decided, oh, well, she wanted it because she's wet. You know what I mean? Kind of like what you're saying right now. Oh, he likes these dogs. So even though he's saying no, with the dogs that I said I wanted to get and he said no in the past, he loves these dogs. So it's just going to be that same way in the future. Fuck what he feels now. I know him better than he knows himself. No means yes, Hilda? That's who you are right now. You could dress it up whatever way you fucking want. This dude said no.
And you chose yes for him.
And you chose for him. Okay? And again, it's less about the dogs and more about you going, I don't care what he thinks. And it's not as dramatic as the analogy I'm proposing,
Yeah, that's...
But it is a bit of like, hey, and I could tell you one thing, man. I could tell you one thing. If a bitch I was with was stupid enough to make a decision like that on her own, it wouldn't be about the animal, my dude. It will be about her capacity. She would be judged based on this decision that she made without consultation, because of course, any smart man would be forced to say, if this is how she would act regarding this, how would she act regarding something important? You know, fuck finances, fuck family, if she can't depend on you, I wouldn't be surprised if there might be things that he's hiding from you, because this is how you act.
And as far as what to do now, because now she feels bad of, her making this big decision, she's like, well, what should I say to the animal people now? You've committed yourself to doing this without asking on someone else's feelings, so not only are you looking bad on the side of your partner, but you're also looking bad on the side of the rescue people, because it's like, well, you said you could take care of this animal, so what happened now?
Listen, I have no comment on Hilda's relationship. I like to deal with this whole situation that she's presenting me as if it's like a hypothetical situation with two alien parties. I have no comment. You guys are you guys. You guys are both your own people. Do what you do. I mean, I do not want to influence you or your decisions. I'm just giving you my opinion as it pertains to all of it, and worse, my I don't know how I might act in that situation. Would it be a deal breaker? Hell to the fuck yes, dude. Because for me, like I said, communication and mutuality are the big things. If we can't talk and get anywhere, no, us talking doesn't mean you need to agree with where I'm coming from and have that be it. But you have made the decision based on, oh, listen, because in the past you didn't want it, but I got it, and then you liked it. That means that no means yes. And worse, even if that did happen, you don't know that that's going to be the course of action this time. You literally out here talking about blind and deaf dogs? That's nothing but a responsibility. This isn't a fine dog, as rude as that is to say. You know? It could only be worse if the dog didn't have limbs, Hilda. You're proposing what is essentially an impossible situation that niggas around the world, I mean, when I say niggas, I mean dudes, men in a relationship would laugh at a bitch about. So I got this blind and deaf dog, and I know you didn't want it, but I'm getting it anyway. Because in the past, when we disagreed on getting dogs and you said no, I ended up getting them, then you ended up loving them. Bitch, for real? Who are you? But like I said, y'all been together 20 years. You know, this is no comment on your thing. You know what you can do. You know what you can get away with. If it's going to make you feel better doing this, do it. Okay? Because I know a lot of people who've lost people in this pandemic. I know a lot of people who've lost animals, horses, fucking dogs, for all kinds of pets. You know? And what they've always thought about was the animal. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't let this be about you and him. Think about what's best for that animal. And I want to say it even more rude. Okay? Jesus and Premortem want the TLDR on this story. Hilda wants to get a deaf and blind dog and bring it into the household of her and her boyfriend. But when she spoke to her boyfriend, he was against it. And she's just going to do it anyway. And her reasoning is that, oh, in the past, when we've disagreed on whether or not to get an animal, I went ahead with it either way. And then he ended up loving the dogs. So as far as she's concerned, because she did it in the past and he likes the dogs, she has reason to just treat the no as a yes now and do it again. But I'm highlighting that this is not any animal. It is a deaf and blind dog, which is in a big way. Hilda says you only want to foster it. What does that mean?
It means that she's just gonna have the animal for a while until they can find a forever home. So no, they're not keeping it, which is what I was trying to tell you.
What is a forever home in this case? A facility that just takes in like dogs?
No, a forever home is in like he goes to a home where he's the pet.
So someone specifically is going to be looking to take this blind and deaf dog off your hands? Do you women understand how you fucking sound to a sane person? Realistically.
No. She doesn't deal with the paperwork when it comes to
She's not responsible for finding the forever home. Somebody is. This dog has an agent.
She's
Listen,
recipe.
listen to where I'm coming from, okay? Hilda, this is the last thing I'm going to say to you as we move on. Do not do this because it's going to make you feel like a good person for saving this dog. Act in the interest of what you think is best for the dog. Because for you and your brain, it may be as black and white as, oh, if I don't do anything, he'll die. Okay?
She says that she can take care of it. They have like.
Okay, man.
She can do it, and they have the space and everything. It's just the only bad part of this whole deal is the fact that the boyfriend said no, and it's already a done deal. They're gonna drop the dog off.
I understand.
So
I hope that this isn't a result of bored women. There's a lot of that going around right now. A bored dude will build a stack of nonsense and blow it over when he's done. You know, jack off until he dies or something stupid like that. But women, man, y'all involve other life forms into this. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that? Guys, just be careful. Love you. Do what you do. You're capable. You're strong, intelligent people. You know, I'm not a bleeding heart for this animal. Hey, man, I just hope you're acting for the right reasons. And Hilda, girl, way too flex. You may not have meant to flex in this chat, but you have flexed on all of the women in here or women who may come across this stream. You know, you have found yourself a man that you can just go against the will of on multiple occasions without fear of 20 years is a strong relationship, girl.
20 years. I don't know if I would have stayed that long with someone that with such a big decision as getting a dog. I don't know if I could have been able to stay with them, because it's like, you're going behind my back with this, even though I explicitly said no. So who's to say that this is what it's?
She found the right man, though.
Yes,
she found the right one.
Who knows that this is as far as that this is gonna go, which is just getting random animals in the house, which is good. But I mean, like, I don't know.
Forgive me, Hilda. I know that my opinion can bite because I'm not as invested in extending the formalities and being as eloquent as I might be in a fake ass conversation with somebody that I'm at the church of or some shit. You know what I mean? But you know, no, it comes from a place of love, because it's the reality of it. I'm a little bit jealous, like I've said. Stripe says, you've been talking about this dog for 20 minutes. All right, 20 more minutes, guys. Let's talk about dogs. I got hot, legless dogs. This is jargon scat. Okay. That is a reference to well, first of all, it's a song by Hellraiser. But the jargon Scott reference is from a show called Syphil and Ollie. And they used to take calls from this dude that would get on the phone and say, "This is jargon Scott. And I got hot, legless dogs." Hold on. Give me a
Jargon Scott, do you?
This is Jargon Scott. You guys don't know what you're missing.
How quick can you get me one? Syphil, this dude's bad business, man. We're not talking to him.
I got hot, legless
dogs. No.
What? Why not? This is the dog's legless. What's the big deal?
Also, do you only speak in references now?
Jesus has a joke. He says, "What do you call a deaf and blind dog?" A homeowner, because Hilda has taken him in. Belle says, "I came back from making lunch for tomorrow." Fabulous, Belle. We really talking about dogs? Well, I mean, they're great. You girls love them. Clearly. Okay. Seraphim Bear breaking out the Homestar Runner references. We really going back in time, huh? We are going back in time. Premortem says Stripes ate bugs. Oh, man, Premortem, you remember that? Man, this guy's a hero. It's true. She ate bugs. She ate bugs on flan. Pretty gross. That's what she's all about. She puts her left foot in. She puts her left foot out. She grabs a piece of flan, with ants all about. She puts it in her mouth and she goes, yummy, yummy, in my tummy. That's what it's all about. As we continue up this list to number 14, when I was in middle school, my dad had a box at the top of his bedroom filled with hardcore porn. Hardcore porn. Hardcore porn. On VHS. That's pretty gangster, man. VHS. That was before people had to be so politically correct. That's what I'm talking about. Later, when my folks weren't home, I watched a bunch of it with my friends. It made me very popular. No regrets. That's pretty cool. I'm glad it went down like that. We can dance until we die. You and I will be young forever. Hilda, I'm kind of jealous and I want to know things now. What's your life like, you know? You've had a man for 20 years, girl? Damn. Tell me other things that have been going down. Where are you? Well, I don't want to know specifically where you are, but I want to know if this lockdown has had any significant effect on you or your husband, or your boyfriend, or either of your work, you know? Has it affected you? Probably not if you're out looking for dogs, right? Mighty Quinn says, crickets in ice cream, ants on flan. Mexico City holla. Wait, was she asking if it was warm? One time I found warm up lube at my grandma's. Belle probably doesn't need lube, okay? Neither does her grandma. They come from really, I want to say exquisite royalty stock, you know? Game juice, I'm going to spontaneously combust. He's going to do it. You guys comparing dogs to people. Lizzie says, I saw this thing today that was like, I didn't know social distancing only applied to people who didn't peak in high school. I get it. It's just... it would be easier to say, I didn't know social distancing only applied. Okay, whatever. Look. Whatever. Go on, Hilda. As we continue. Number 13. All right. Oh, man, this one's a doozy. My parents got divorced when my dad was caught cheating on my mom. After the divorce, I went to visit my father in LA when I was about 13 years old. I decided to snoop through his bin of floppy disks and found a very long story that he had typed out during the divorce. In it describes graphic sexual acts with the new women. Why would he say that? Just like anger? Damn. How his life would be easier if my mom was to suddenly drop dead. Specifically that he would fantasize about the police showing up at his door to tell him that my mom was killed in a car accident. I also learned how his AOL name that he'd been using for years is actually just an inside joke between him and his now wife about the length of his dick. He still uses that name to this day. He did find out that I saw it, and he had explained that at the time of the divorce, he was seeing a therapist who told him to write the story. I think it was meant for the therapist to read to gain some insight into what my dad was going through. Oh boy. Damn. Holy crap, boy. Jesus kind of mirrors what a part of me thought when I was addressing Hilda earlier, and I said it as clean as I could without being an ass about it. Hilda, I want to make sure that you're doing what you're doing for the dog and not for you. When I bring up other people that I've known who've lost things in this pandemic, I know that they made the decisions that they made because it would be better than having the animal suffering. There are people out there right now who, for some reason, have the choice over other life forms and whether or not they will continue to exist. But exist is the right term because they won't have a form of life. It would just be an existence, a miserable existence. Some would exist and suffer in misery. And the humane thing to do sometimes is to let it go. Am I saying that that's what's going on with this deaf and blind dog? Hell no. Do you get what I'm saying? But say a dog got really old and you just weren't ready to lose the dog yet, bitch. Once it reaches a certain point, you can tell that this animal is in pain, bro. You need to act not based on your feelings, but based on what's good for the animal. Now, you say that you're available. Y'all must be rich as a motherfucker not having to work, kicking back, taking care of blind and deaf dogs, bruh. I'm not saying this around-the-clock activity, but if you have other animals, whatever. But, you know, just do what makes sense. Don't bing the bongs. You know, sometimes you gotta bing bong, but not all the time, damn. Mighty Quinn says, Hilda, I hope you do the best possible thing. It is tough. We have a Russell that we rescued, a bait dog for pit fights. A bait dog?
Yep.
What's that?
Well, they're essentially dogs for fights that, you know, don't necessarily
Oh, I thought it was a
have
dog that the
defense.
pits would like bang. Oh my god.
Which, again, that's where pit bull comes from, or the name for that breed of dog.
Yeah, she was used as bait. What the fuck? Oh, I guess it's just literal. Look, man, this isn't as big titty conversation as I'd like it to be, guys. You know, we need to just perk on up to the next entry. Number 12, bright purple dildo, and that's the last time I went into the closet at my father's. But it wasn't the last time that your father came out of it. Hey, fabulous. This guy. As we continue up the list of things that kids regret finding, number 11. When I was a kid, I looked through my parents' closet while they weren't there, and I found anal beads. I didn't know what they were, so I tasted them. I'm kidding. I didn't know what they were. But they were squishy, so... Oh! Oh! I'm sorry! I willed it into existence! I'm powerful. I'm so fucking powerful.
Why do I feel like even if you really did have that power, you wouldn't use it for good?
What the fuck? Okay. I'm sorry about the mic. I'm sorry about anybody that heard me. I didn't know what they were, but they were squishy, so I put them in my mouth and I chewed them.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that? Half. Meh. Well, guys, I do wish you the best. I want you to know. Seraphin says, Cyael, do anal beads look like candy? No, some of them are, and this is the best ones in my opinion. Not that I've ever used anal beads, but I just respect the engineering of having them be, you know, kind of squishy, like that they have give so that they can't get stuck, you know? I like that their structural like consistency can change so that they can get through a tight space. You know? Not all anal beads are just glass. Don't make me talk about this. You know.
Why would you want to put anything that could potentially break inside your butt? Or anything that could get lost?
Same reason people need the thrill, you know? I'm sorry, it's a starburst break. I'm very sorry. Can you guys join me? Don't have any Starburst. This is not a paid promotion.
Man, can you imagine the Starbursts? All the Starbursts?
If we were sponsored by Starburst and they sent us anything, we'd be sick of it inside a week. We'd be like, oh.
That's why you gotta
Imagine if instead of doing one recording of like the ad break, I just kept doing it like fresh. Getting increasingly more like upset. Yeah, this week we're brought to you by Starburst.
What if they give us the experimental
I'll be like,
flavors?
taste the rainbow, taste the rainbow. Hey, is anybody in here? Like when you hear somebody retching, you can't handle it? I apologize.
Why you gotta do that?
Okay, yes. They are not analobedes, guys. And I wanted to spare you of the noise that was me consuming those. I will be honest, a bit of my ADD kicked in, forgetting that a portion of me was streaming. Not the main portion of Cyael. He is currently indisposed. But a portion of me is streaming. The portion with a physical body that can actually consume. Starburst. Unleash the power of the sun. Ladies and gentlemen, special shout out to my man Premortem Cyael. How long has it been since Willis has been in the chat?
I always love these people.
Who is Willis?
I don't know, but there's always someone mentioning someone else that may or may have not been part of your stream at some point in the past.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't recall Willis. Linda Stripes, do you know who Willis is? If Willis was here, I would ask him what you talking about. You see what I did there? Nobody? Oh, okay, it's a prehistoric show. Never mind. Is he alive? Is the little dude that was in... I can't even remember his name. Remember when people watched TV? I better be getting angry Snapchat messages. My father was a legless, armless dog, Cyael. Linda says she knows of no Willis, so there it is. Guys, number 10. My parents had this box of unlabeled VHS tapes. They were all with blank white sleeves in their closet. Bizarre. Finally, home alone one day, I sneak one into the VCR, and what title pops up? Vagina Town. Beep, 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 beep. Vagina Town? That's a pretty dope name. Okay. You bet you know he was really happy to be the first one. Gary Coleman. Yeah. What you talking about, Willis? Either I'm getting too excited because of the fact that I flexed my power to will that entry into existence. Like I just heard my phone go off because of Snapchat and then I couldn't find it. I'll assume it's playing tricks on me. Do you think the future will have phones that can like fly? That'd be dope, you know? And even though some of us might be thinking that we live a life interesting enough to where we could just like kind of throw the phone and have it orbit us and record a scene so that we can shoot some kind of short film for later or something, in reality, it would just be hacked into and used by the damn government. Just like the Chinese have that software to like record you and they can also figure out like your body. You know what I'm talking about? Like the way you walk and shit. Let me look something up with that. Oh my god! What is wrong with you? I'm not trying to black pill you, okay?
Did you know the cameras?
Okay. Give me a second. I'm just gonna show you a little bit of. Come here. You know what I'm talking about? The Chinese cameras. They can see how you are standing and how you are walking. Look at that guy's face. I know him by the way he walk. Is this okay? This isn't okay, is it? It's fine. You know? Y'all can lie about diseases that are probably gonna cripple the world. You know? We can have a little fun with the intense, what do I call it? Surveillance? My God. As we continue through this list, we arrive at number 9. After my dad passed away, I searched through the browser history on his computer. Tons of porn. Websites for ordering black market Viagra. Oh, you mean that good stuff. What? I'm sorry. That wasn't me. It was. It's because it's getting hot in here.
Yep.
I'm not the only one. That's weird. Do you think we're actually in hell? I think that's how it'll happen. Like, we'll just teleport. You know what I mean? What if we
Like
both
the
died?
Rapture?
Huh?
Like the rapture?
No, with the rapture, it's implied that we're supposed to float up. You think there's no floating? Wouldn't it be funny if, like, well, okay, oh my God. Get this. What if when the rapture happens, we all just float up, but we don't float up, like, through our clothes and through the ceiling and shit? We start floating like there's no gravity on Earth. And to get up there, we gotta, like, kind of crawl like our house is in space through the fucking, you know what I'm talking about?
Sounds horrifying.
Yeah. I want it to be scary. I want some people to be trapped on the ceiling. Grandma trapped on the ceiling because the rapture's happening, but I just don't have the strength to crawl out of the house. I've been on the ceiling for weeks.
Been on the ceiling for weeks.
Grandma, where's Grandma? All the old people are on the roof of the nursing home. This isn't funny, Cyael. Maybe it is. Who knows? Who am I to judge what's funny? Oh, you burped. That's why you lost your mind. So the dude said that he went through the guy's computer and found a lot of ordering listings for black market Viagra. I didn't personally regret finding it, but I know my mom would have, so I deleted the history and never told anyone. What a real man of genius. Real man of genius. That'll be the name of my lesbian indie band. Man. You a fuckboy. Premortem said, Willis dick fit in your mouth. You proud of yourself?
That is equally as horrifying, Michael. Lord, what an imagery. What a thing to think about.
Michael says, what if we all float up, but the ones who don't actually go to heaven just fall? I would hope we can bring parachutes in your face. In your face. What did Jade the Menace just say in the thing? It was like long and then he edited it. Either way, he's getting banned. Dumbass. Y'all gonna learn one of these days to stop being stupid. The weird part is, if you're trying to, well, I'm not gonna equip them on how to be smarter. That'll be their own voyage, you know? Hey, little mama. Wait, who banned Johnny Bravo? Damn, Stripes banned Johnny Bravo. Why, Stripes?
Because he was spamming the same thing over and over again.
He was just saying Johnny Bravo over and over?
Yes.
Ain't that weird? That's weird. Hey, like the video, Johnny Bravo, man. Everybody liked the video. Do you think we'll ever get to the bottom of what was going on with Johnny Bravo, man? Number 8. I was going through my dad's hockey bag and I found his cup. Did you smell it? Oh no, I thought it was a face mask? This is just turning into bullshit from like a an American Pie fucking tier movie, like a early 2000s dude, where's my car type movie. Whoa, what's this, a face mask? Bro, that's a fucking jock strap, bro. You better take that off. Oh no, man. Man, this is a weird looking balloon. It's got like a little bit of stuff in it. That's a condom, bro. It's being used. No way. Fucking stupid. We need to get out of this list. I respected this list, and then we started reading it. It wasn't until I saw the horrified look on my parents' face that I realized it's not for your face. If you could have seen the look on their face. Number fucking 7, all right? No more of this. This is turning into a thread of TIFUs. I wasn't snooping, but when I was about 14 years old, I was helping my mom laundry. Nice recovery. Like I usually did on Saturdays when I was a kid. Bitch, Saturdays is when the cartoons was on. What kind of square-ass kid you are helping mom with laundry?
I love you, Mom. I just want to help you out with stuff. Here, I brought this legless dog. You take care of it. I know you said no, Mom, but fuck ya. What are you gonna do? Kick me out? You would have did it before with your ugly ass, Mom. You gotta love me.
I went to put away my dad's shirts and found a Costco-sized box of condoms. It's a big bag of condoms. I mean box bag. On its on. That's what it says. On its on. It didn't bother me. I knew what sex was and figured that my parents did it. The troublesome bit was the following Saturday when I was helping with laundry and saw 3 condoms in the drawer instead of 24. I mean, damn, guys, it's only been a week. I really want to see the titty size of his mom talking about it's only been a week. He probably can't even walk past them things. You know, that's how you know that this kid sucked. When they making sure they don't have another one. You want another one of those little freaks walking around? I can't even get rid of them on Saturdays. That's when the best cartoons are on. The hell is wrong with this kid? We just gotta wait him out, honey. We just gotta wait him out. I'm putting on another one. You ready for round 8?
What?
Number 6. I found some old nudes of my mom when I was like 11 years old. Why you give him a country accent? Because now it's gonna seem like he was really interested in those. I didn't realize it was her at first. Man, I have never lost a boner so fast.
Oh no, that means their mom did not age that great.
Instead of saying all of your goodbyes, let them know you realize that life goes fast. It's hard to make the good things last. Realize that titties don't fall down. It's just an illusion caused by gravity pulling them around. Do you realize
that happiness makes you cry?
Number 5 has been deleted. Let's see what we can do. Come on. You can do it. It's not that old. Believe in yourself. Something tells me that the mod's removed. Oh, it may have even been removed by a user. That's pretty hardcore. Number 5 says, I found my uncle's life ND note, which revealed a lot of shit about my family that I didn't want to know when I was 11 years old. Someone says, damn man, that can be some traumatizing-ish. To which the original poster again responds, kind of, but I read it and didn't say anything to my mom and then pretended that I'd only just found out about it for the first time when I was around 13 and asked her about them. So I really had a few years to slowly process what it meant before getting the answers that I needed. Someone says, what did she say? And then somebody else says, jet fuel can't melt steel beams. And then somebody says, this is really fucking weird because my brother wrote that at the end of his very short suicide note 4 years later, and we still don't get why he wrote it. Because it's true. You fucks. Those buildings were part of a controlled demolition. And the things falling out of fucking windows were falling at free fall speed. That shit ain't normal. What the fuck? The building itself collapsed into its footprint. Stop talking about it, Cyael. God. Do you think we'll be alive when they declassify things that they know about certain shit? That's how it works. Just wait until the people who lived through most things are dead, then declassify that hot shit. And the new generations of people, when they get that declassified document, they're like, what the fuck is this? When did this happen? I don't know. I don't care. It's like trying to, when somebody that was on TV touched a boy and they're on Twitter like, you believe this guy touched a boy? And all them Zoomers are Fortnite dancing. And then the music stops and they go, who the fuck is that? It's true. They don't know. Do you know? Johnny Bravo.
Don't tell them that, though.
What does Stripe say? Stripe says, you're my Mr. Rogers. Well, it's true. I'm not touching anybody. So I'm going to be the greatest guy for the rest of the world because everybody grosses me out. I just want to admire from afar. You know, I'm glad that you guys are succeeding at school and at work and are doing the things with animals that you've always wanted to do. You guys deserve it. You guys, you can do anything. I believe in you. Why do I have the feeling that the uncle is going to be me one day? But it talks my parents and not my brothers. This is like a creepy note we'd find in an attic. You know what I mean? Why do I get the feeling that the uncle is going to be me? What does this mean? Who wrote this? You see a bunch of like spinning fucking vaginas on hooks, you know? I'm sorry. And then somebody comes in and goes, what is this, Vagina Town? That's a callback to the earlier thing that I said before. You get what I'm saying? So we arrive at number 4. I found a riding crop in my parents' wardrobe. I was like, when the fuck did we get horses? I'll have what he's having. Uh-oh, he went there. Oh no, he didn't. That went well. I'm done. All right. It's just so whack. This whole list is turning into TIFUs. Somebody's got to really like getting bruised. That's what I don't like doing, is bruising anything. You know? Stay pretty. Keep that meat looking nice and fresh. God. Where were you when you realized you liked to be bruised? When did that happen? It couldn't have been good. This is my quest, okay? Another reason I don't like it when girls are getting bruised is because if they like getting bruised in the titty, then it can, you know, make them sag. That's not good. That's not good. Preserve. But also, I am on a journey to find the most wholesome realization that a girl liked to be harmed, like bruised, you know? Because I have a sneaking suspicion that all of those stories are terrible stories. But, Dia, what if some girl has a story like,
I fell down the stairs one time. And I was like, ow, this really hurts. But like, I don't know. So then one time I accidentally fell down the stairs again. And I felt like I didn't know. But then one time I was walking down the stairs and I thought, what if I just fall? What if I just fall right now? Titties first. Like, if you take this top off, well, it's just gonna get in the way. And when I was falling, it was like I was in slow motion. It's just the anticipation. And right there in midair, I just,
This dude's like, do you like Johnny Bravo? Imagine hearing this in a stream and this guy being like, all right, so yeah, anyway, Johnny Bravo, okay? Who is this guy? Stripes, you brought this guy here. They're never this weird. You did it. Who did it? Stripes did it? No, Dia did it. Wow. Dia's playing fucking Animal Crossing and has time to be, it's like she has a control panel up next to her.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 3. I found a letter about my kid my mom gave up for adoption when she was 18 years old. Did I say my kid? I found a letter about a kid that my mom gave up for adoption when she was 18. It's weird to think that my mom had a whole different life before I came along when she was 27. Well, at least she, I guess, understood maybe she wasn't ready. It's better than the fate that seems to befall a lot of children that are unwanted. Mr. Potter. Number 2. I found my letters to Santa hidden in my parents' socks.
You guys didn't even mail them? You guys are fucking monsters. You know what? It doesn't matter because in my heart I Santa knew what I wanted. I got what I needed every time.
It's true, you little bastard. We've made it to the end. Are you proud of yourselves? Can you believe in yourself? Is it hot in here? Number 1. Okay. Oh boy. My dad's journal from before I was born. He was so incredibly depressed, he talked about how my older sister cried on her way to kindergarten, and it was the first time that he'd been able to relate to her in years. Totally broke my heart. I've never told him, though. That was definitely not meant for me to read. See, if you was a lady, you'd be going through all of that like,
I fucking knew it! This bastard!
What is going on in the world, guys? Seems like I got a $3 donation from Anna, and I appreciate that. But it wouldn't have triggered the Bing Bong because it needs to be $3.50, which is a Loch Ness Monster thing. But I appreciate you, Anna. Thank you. I see you, and I'm sorry that it may not have been understood. I believe in you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for liking the video if you have. And thanks again to Premortem. Y'all saw these goats get out? There were a bunch of goats on the loose in El Paso. Did he
Johnny
really?
Bravo.
It's scary to think that if he had enough to spam donate, he could really turn this into the Johnny Bravo stream. I appreciate this super chat, Neely Downer. What the fuck? Michael Davis says, so many clones of Travis Scott. Is there a joke that likens Travis Scott to a goat? I'm learning new things every day.
I'm confused as to what any of this is about.
No. What's happening? Oh my god! This person just spit.
Oh, did you not see that earlier?
No! Oh god. Oh my god. Ah!
As the people in the comment section said, she's tweaking.
She tweaking. Look, man. Yo, I don't want to run into any of that. Yo.
My dog showed her that she didn't like her energy, and as an adult dog told that puppy she did not like her energy.
Yeah, the dog didn't like her energy. Now give me your dog. My boyfriend's gonna be angry, but I don't fucking care. Alright? I don't like your energy, you son of a bitch.
Okay, and then what happened when she, asked for your number because it seems like your dog really hurt her?
I was on a phone call. Do you see that I have earbuds in?
Run.
I was on a phone call to my nephew,
Uh-huh.
who is in a tragic case right now.
A tragic case.
Crying
He's in it.
because he is in a situation.
He's in a situation, so I was on the phone. You don't mind my energy. Look at you.
address that with her dog.
Yeah.
It was nothing is wrong.
Her dog didn't have a problem until yours attacked it.
Okay,
You want to be
yeah.
recorded? Here.
I don't care. We don't care about being recorded. That's all you with your bitch ass.
I'm wearing a mask.
I'm wearing.
Bitch, you coming at us. What's up?
Did not attack me with your no mask.
Yo, please. Yo, people are fucking... Couldn't be me. Neely says, can I be Johnny Bravo? For $10, man. I will allow you to be Johnny Bravo. Neely Downer. But now, you're not quite there. Premortem said, did you see the professor and his drunken wife being racist and making a fool of themselves? No, that sounds pretty great. Stream resumed. Refresh. Yo, was that the Johnny Bravo police coming at us for a second? Holy shit. Announcing attacks.
words.
Announcing attacks? You mean like a Dragon Ball Z?
Oh my god, hey! Oh my god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm gonna stop you in a fucking
Whoa! Whoa, no. No. That didn't happen. Where are the dogs? Where did the dogs go? Here's the dog. Aww. He's not deaf. Could be blind though. Finally figured out how my tortoise was getting into my house all by himself. Well, if you're leaving the door open a crack, well, what do you expect? That's a big turtle. Oh my god. Well, ladies and gentlemen, get into the Discord if you want notifications of when the streams are going to occur. Snap me if you're looking for a little bit of an in with the upcoming Animal Crossing fucking giveaway I'm gonna be doing, okay? And otherwise, just stay posted. Get crazy. Love ya. Want you to stay out of trouble. Don't let people bring you down. And I wish you luck in whatever you're pursuing. You can do it. You can do anything. What's going on with this cat and the watermelon? Oh. Look how fucking ridiculous that cat looks. What's with this? You're holding that cat funny, man. It's a husky and a baby. I'm glad dogs know not to eat a baby. Don't eat it.
They're not from Australia, damn.
The Australian dogs would, oh, the dingoes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Jesus.
What?
Nothing?
What happened?
Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are, so we tell them we don't have eyeballs. That's what happened just now, okay? Oh my god, there's some old animals on these freaking pages. Why are they doing this? Whatever. Ain't nothing going on Reddit. Prequel memes. I guess I'll see you guys during the next disaster. I promise we can, experience it together. Aww. Those were the days. I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago. Why does it seem like time is passing? No, that's the incorrect way to articulate it. Let's say it like this. Why does it seem that we have lived much longer in a shorter amount of time. We're here dodging figurative bullets in the way of pandemics and and bad memes. Girl, what are you gonna do? Is this you showing how to make like a mask or something? Like, y'all the ones. A town literally picks up a house and moves it. Imagine building a house to be moved like that. What the fuck? Ugh. Look, Reddit bores me. Hey, are you sleeping? Yes, now shut up. Your meme will reach hot if you make it into a GIF. Oh my god. Power washing? Oh my god, it's really eating up the, well, there you go. Alright, guys. Alright. I apologize. Have a wonderful night. I will catch you guys soon. Shut up, you fuck.
Music.
Oh my god, this could have been anything. Cringetopia. What's hard to watch years later? Oh my god. I'm not sure I want to know. You know, honestly, the things don't look bad with the... A couple at Woodstock, 48 hours after they met and 50 years later. How cute. Man, Woodstock. Woodstock sound like the kind of festival you want to go to, man. Because it's not really the time of your life if you couldn't almost die, huh? And that's what was going on. For real. I want people talking about Woodstock. I don't think we're gonna get it. I've been told that the net amount of visitors of Woodstock remained equal as 2 people died and 2 people were born. Oh my god. Well, that's a hell of a top comment based on what I just said. You know? They're still in Woodstock. It's just an acid trip. Whatever. Guys, catch you soon. Take it easy. Stay out of trouble. Try not to burn down YouTube.